Hey guys, Mikano here, and in this video, I'm going to be going over how to set up the new couple AF rings that I just released. Before we get started, however, I do want to make sure you guys have Poyomi version 8.1.155 or newer. You're also going to want the gesture manager, and lastly, the VR Labs Avatar 3.0 manager. Now that we have that out of the way, let's go ahead and get started. Now, first up, we're going to go over to the assets, import package, custom package. The band 1 is going to be the simple band. Band 2 is the one with individual gemstones and all that. So we're going to go band 2 for this one. We're going to go ahead and import. And if you haven't had any of my assets before, you're going to notice in your assets folder, you'll have Meccano assets. Click on that, go to rings, wedding band, and now we have the prefab. Now to install the prefab, you're just going to drag and drop the wedding band onto your avatar. And then you're going to see the blue box and everything. Go ahead and right click on the wedding band and unpack your prefab. Next up, just for transparency, I'm going to zero everything out on the transform because it's already fitted for my avatar. So we're going to zero all this out. And I'm going to set this to 5. So now that you can see the ring's obviously too big for a finger. It's at the center of the world. Now we're going to move ring 2, which is the bone, and we're going to add it to our ring finger. If you don't know where your ring finger is, go to your armature, hips, spine, chest, left shoulder, left arm, left elbow, left wrist. And if the names of your fingers are kind of weird, click on the bone and find the finger. As you can see, this is the ring finger. So once that's moved to our avatar on the ring finger, we're going to need to set the position on the finger. So we're going to zero this out again. And now you can see it's at the ring finger. Next up, let's go ahead and zoom in closely. If you're not sure how I'm doing that zoom, just hold Alt and then right click. Next up, we're going to rotate this on the Y-axis so it's a little bit flat. And then on the X-axis, so it's a little bit in line with the finger. Looks pretty close. We're going to go ahead and move this along the finger. Probably a little bit more. Okay. Next up, we're going to scale. So go ahead and click on your scale tool up here. And we're going to scale it from the gray box. Click on the gray box, drag down. And as you can see, it's a little bit too low and a little bit too far to the right. So we're going to click on the move tool again. Move it to the left. Move it up. And then we're going to look top down at the finger. Looks like it's a little bit too far to the... There we go. Doesn't have to be precise, just has to look good enough. In game, you're not going to be able to catch the small details anyways. A little bit too high. We'll drag it down just a tiny bit. Okay. Looks good for the most part. Lastly, we need to make sure that the front of the ring is at the top. So if you don't see this logo on here, just rotate it from the blue. As you can see, it's rotating around there. Okay. You could also adjust this however you see fit. I can also see it's a little bit further on the right than on the left. It could be perspective based, but even if we go over here, looks about even, but we'll do a couple nudges. Why not? Can't really mess this up. If it just looks off to you, just make your little adjustments. And it looks good enough. We're going to do a little bit more testing later too. Don't worry about these gaps. In game, it's not going to be as transparent. And if you're really worried about it, you can nudge it down until it kisses the mesh. But if you do it too much, you can see right here, certain locations of the ring is starting to clip way too much. So we're going to raise it up. And that should be good. Okay. Next up, we're going to add the... Yeah, that's good. Okay, we're going to add the animators and controllers and everything to our avatar. Now, in order to do that, we're going to click on our avatar. Then we're going to scroll down to the... Actually, we don't even need to do that. Sorry. We're going to click on the VR Labs, go to 3.0 Manager, and then drag on your avatar. Next up, we're going to expand the FX. And as you can see, there's no parameters or anything listed on our avatar right now. Yours will probably look different unless you have a blank controller, of course. Now we're going to add animator to merge. And then merge animator mode. Under animator, we're going to click on this target. Type in ring. And then you'll see ring controller AF. It has 3 bools and 2 floats. Now we're going to merge onto current. And now you can see our parameters popped up, as well as our layers. So we have the ring AF, which is our animation holder, toggle, hue, emission. Now we're going to go to our parameters. Under copy parameters, we're going to click on the target, type in ring params AF. Then go ahead and copy that over. Now the very last thing that you need to do is click on your avatar, go to your expressions, and click on your menu. Now this will point you to your menu in your project window. Go ahead and click on that. And then add a control. You can call it whatever you like. I like to call it ring AF. And then for the icon, just click on the target. Type in ring menu. And then we're going to change the type to a sub menu. Next up under sub menu, go ahead and click on the target. Type in ring menu. And now it's all set up. Don't forget to save your project. And now we're going to test it out. So when you hit play, you just click on the gesture manager. If you haven't added the gesture manager already, you can go to tools, gesture manager, and it'll add it for you. So we're going to click on that. We're going to go zoom in on the finger. And then we're going to do open. A lot easier to see what's going on with the ring on open. It makes it really clear. We're going to go to expressions, ring AF. For soft, test the emission. Looks good. You adjust. Looks good. When you click emission toggle and turn it off, it'll get rid of the emission. And then for the hue, it'll go back to the default color. And then lastly, the toggle. Now that we tested all the menu stuff, we're going to test the appearance based on the gestures. Make sure that it's all nice and lined up. So this looks pretty good. It's a little bit spaced out on the sides, but that's fine. Next up, fist. Now you can see it's blocked by the fist, or the pants for the fist. So we're gonna go victory. Just look down here. Looks fine. Looks good enough. And you're gonna want to go through all your gestures. I just know for me, all the other gestures are pretty much the same. And then we can go ahead and exit play mode. Go ahead and file save and proceed to upload. Anyways, guys, you have a good one, and I'll catch you later.